Welcome to Chapter 6 of Digital Communication, Optimum Reception of Digital Signal. Module 2 includes Matched Filter, Integrate and Dump Receiver, and Correlator Receiver. Here the topics of Matched Filter is a continuation from module number 1. Impulse response of matched filter. Here I just written that is topic number 6. So the previous 5 topics are there in module number 1. Impulse response of matched filter h of t that can be determined from the transfer function. In previous module we have derived the transfer function of matched filter, that is h of f is equal to k into p complex conjugate of f e raised to minus j 2 pi f tb, where k is a constant, that is actually the gain of matched filter, p complex conjugate f e raised to minus j 2 pi f tb. This is a transfer function of matched filter, and when you are taking the inverse Fourier transform of matched filter, we will get the impulse response. So impulse response h of t is equal to Fourier inverse of h of f, that is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity h of f e raised to j 2 pi f t df. Then substitution of h of f. This h of f is going to substitute here. K is a constant outside, k into minus infinity to plus infinity integration p complex conjugate f e raised to minus j 2 pi f tb, that is from this transfer function, then e raised to j 2 pi f t, that is for inverse Fourier transform df. So k integral p complex conjugate f, multiplication of these two, e raised to minus j 2 pi f of tb minus t df. Now for a realizable filter, impulse response is always real. So if impulse response is real, indicates that h of t and its complex conjugate are same. For any real function, its complex conjugate is same only. So here also we are going to use that result, and we just want to say our matched filter is a realizable filter. So for a realizable filter, impulse response and its complex conjugate are always same. So just using that result here, h of t is equal to, I am writing the complex conjugate of right hand side. Complex conjugate of right hand side is k into integral minus infinity to plus infinity, complex conjugate of p star f is p of f, complex conjugate of e raised to minus is e raised to plus j 2 pi f of tb minus t df, and that is same as k into p of tb minus t. So see this result. Fourier transform of x of t is x of f, that is minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e raised to minus j 2 pi f t dt, that is from time domain to frequency domain. Next, showing inverse Fourier transform. Fourier inverse of x of f is equal to x of t minus infinity to plus infinity x of f e raised to j 2 pi f t df. See the result here. Here t is written, so it will be x of t. If tb is written, then it will be x of tb. See the difference? When you are writing x of small t, then it will be e raised to j 2 pi f t, and if it is x of tb, it will be e raised to j 2 pi f tb df. And one more important result, I am not using here 1 by 2 pi term. 1 by 2 pi should be used if it is a d omega. And d omega is equal to df into 2 pi, that 2 pi and this 2 pi cancelled. So that is why there is no 1 by 2 pi term here. So the same result is used here. Here tb minus t, that is why it is tb minus t. Then this function is p of f, that is why it's p. K is a constant. So k into p of tb minus t is the impulse response of matched filter. And we have defined previously what is p of t. P of t is s1 of t minus s2 of t. So p of tb minus t is s1 of tb minus t minus s2 of tb minus t. So it can be written in terms of p, or it can be written in terms of the two logic level signals, logic 0 signal and logic 1 signal, that is s1 of t and s2 of t. So once we know that the two input signals, from that we are able to determine the impulse response of matched filter. h of t is time reversed. This is time reversed of p of t. H of t is the time reversed and delayed by time tb, that is p of tb minus t. So if it is p of minus t, delay will be p of minus t plus tb. That is written here, p of minus t plus tb of input signal p of t. So there is a matching between input signal p of t and impulse response of the filter. That is why the filter is called matched filter. So the question is, why the filter is called matched filter? There is always a matching between, there is a relationship between, there is a correlation between input signal and impulse response of the filter. And what is the relation? Impulse response is time reversed and delayed version of input signal p of t. Due to this matching, the filter is known as matched filter. So that filter is matched to the input signal p of t. And what is that matching? That matching is written here, k into p of tb minus t, where k is a gain of the filter, p of tb minus t is a time reversed and delayed version of input signal p of t. And a p of t is s1d minus s2t. S1d representing logic 1 signal, S2 of t representing logic 0 signal. So once you know these two signals, p of t can be determined. From p of t, impulse response can be determined. So once you know input and impulse response, actually we are able to determine output signal also. Because output signal is the convolution between input signal and impulse response. So just by knowing the input signal, we are able to determine the output of matched filter. Because from input signal, impulse response can be determined. Then convolution between input signal and impulse response, we are able to get the output. So I think this is clear why it is called matched filter. There is a matching between, or there is a correlation between, there is a relationship between input signal and impulse response of the filter. That is why the filter is called matched filter. So I am showing two examples here. From input signal, how to determine the impulse response of the filter. Input signal is written p of t. Okay, this is directly given S1d minus S2t signal, just written one signal, that is p of t. So this is p of t, it's a pulse with a width tb second and height a. Step number 1 is take p of minus t. So that's a mirror image of this, it will be from minus tb to 0, amplitude a. Then this signal should be shifted to right side by tb second, that is p of tb minus t. Then that is going to be multiplied by the gain of the filter, that is k. So the height is going to be changed, the shape remains same. So a k from 0 to tb and is equal to 0 elsewhere. This is the impulse response of the matched filter for this signal. So this is the input signal, this is the impulse response. From these two we can calculate the output. Convolution between these two will get a triangular shape at the output side. That will be the output signal. And that is from 0 to 2 tb. So do the convolution between these two, we will get a triangular signal from 0 to 2 tb, and the peak will be at tb. So that will be the convolution result between these two pulses. This is input signal, this is impulse response, and between these two there is always a matching. That is why the filter is called matched filter. Output is convolution between input signal and impulse response. Second example, p of t is given as a triangular waveform. Second step, p of minus t, take the mirror image, then go for a right shifting, that is p of tb minus t multiplied by k. K is a constant, multiplied by k indicates that just height can increase or decrease. So this is the impulse response of the filter. So impulse response and input are not same, but there is a matching. And from this input and impulse response, again like this procedure, output can be determined. From input, impulse response of the matched filter can be determined. From input and impulse response, output also can be determined. Next topic is one practical matched filter receiver system, that is integrate and dump receiver. This is representing Gaussian channel. S of t is a transmitted signal, N of t is a noise signal, it is additive white Gaussian noise. So input to the receiver is S of t plus N of t. This system is integrator and dumping system. Dumping is discharging. So R, C and amplifier, that's a part of integrator, and there are two switches This switch is known as dumping switch. This is known as a sampling switch. The gain of this integrator is 1 by RC, or that also can be written as 1 by tau in many textbooks. So 1 by RC is the gain of the amplifier. Like the previous case we have written K. K is the gain of the matched filter. Here 1 upon RC is the gain of this filter. And the function of this integrator is to integrate the received signal from 0 to TB second. At T is equal to TB, this switch is going to be closed. We will get the peak voltage at the output side. Immediately after that, dumping switch is going to be closed. The capacitor voltage is going to discharge. So this will provide a discharge path. So both are closing at every TB second, but this is going to be closed at T is equal to TB. This will close at T is equal to TB plus. That is just after taking this output voltage, this switch is going to close. Capacitor voltage will come back to 0. Again, for the new bit interval, charging, sampling, discharging. This process will continue. Now based on the voltage we are getting here and based on the decision algorithm, the output decision can be made. So I am showing an example. This is input signal. It's a non-return to 0 polar signal with amplitude plus a voltage and minus a voltage with a duration of each pulse TB second. So this actually representing 1, 0, 1. This is noise. It's a random signal. Noise N of T. Now the receiver input is S of T plus N of T. This is a received signal. So the function of the integrator is to integrate from 0 to TB second. So I am showing that integration like this. So just capacitor is charging in the positive direction. At T is equal to TB, the capacitor voltage is maximum. That maximum voltage is going to be taken after closing the switch. And immediately after that, the dumping switch is going to be closed. The capacitor voltage is going to discharge. So I am showing a theoretical discharge like a vertical line. So practically it won't be a vertical line. There will be a smooth wave like this. There is a discharge. So here I am showing that is a sudden discharge. It's not possible. It's practically sudden discharge. So discharging back to 0. Now there is a negative voltage. Again capacitor is charging. So capacitor voltage will be peak at the end of bit interval. So at that time sampler is going to be closed. We will get a peak voltage. So it's a negative voltage. Again capacitor is discharging back to 0. Then charging. End of 3 TB second. Capacitor voltage will be maximum. Switch will provide that voltage at the output side. Decision device will make a decision. Then again discharging. This process will continue. This discharging is written here dump, D-U-M-P, dumping. So this is integrate output, and once the switch is going to be closed, these voltages will get plus K. We can say like this plus K, this is minus K, this is plus K. Or some positive voltage, negative voltage, positive voltage. And the decision boundary, for this case it is always 0. So any voltage received greater than 0, decision device will make a decision 1. Any voltage received less than 0, the decision device will make a decision 0. So finally what we are getting in this case is 1, 0, 1. That will be the output data. And this is a practical example of matched filter receiver for baseband detection. And the probability of error is exactly same as our probability of error of matched filter, that is half complementary error function square root of A square TB by eta, that is ES by eta. Remember in the previous slide we have taken two different cases. Case 1, S1 of t and S2 of t are antipodal signal. So these signals are antipodal signal. Second signal is minus of first signal. So this is coming under the case 1 category. And the case 2 was S1 of t and S2 of t are orthogonal signal. And for orthogonal signal, this answer is A square TB by 2 eta. But here the signals are antipodal signal, podal, P-O-D-A-L, antipodal signal. So for antipodal signal, this is the expression, half complementary error function, square root of A square TB by eta. A will get from here, this is amplitude, TB that depends upon the bit rate. If it is a 1 kilobits per second, this will be 1 millisecond. And eta is the PSD of white Gaussian noise. So that should be known. So once you know the power spectral density of white Gaussian noise, that can substitute here. Then we will get an answer, error function complementary of some quantity we will get. Then look the error function table. From the table we will get the answer. Complementary error function of x is same as 1 minus error function of x. So just from error function table, the answer can be determined. So we are not going to get a direct answer, that using the table answer can be written. Eighth topic, correlator receiver, that is also known as coherent receiver. This is a practical realization of matched filter receiver. Only thing is the previous one for a baseband detection, and this can be used even though the signal is modulated. This receiver will do the demodulation, then the same integrator and dump receiver. So input signal is S of t plus N of t, and one signal is going to be multiplied here, that is known as a local signal, and the relationship between these two is local signal should be regenerated from the signal. So that is S1t minus S2t, where S1t representing logic 1 signal, S2 of t representing logic 0 signal. From that signal we want to get local signal. So this local signal is always going to be regenerated from the received signal. So there is always a correlation existing between received signal and the local signal. That is why the receiver is called correlator receiver. This type of receiver we have studied for BPSK, BASK, BFSK, QPSK, MSK. For all this modulation we have studied this type of system, or all these type of receiver we practically we are using for the reception of different digital modulated signal. So this is the received signal S of t plus N of t, and this is going to be regenerated from the received signal. Due to that regeneration, there is a correlation existing between these two signals. Meaning of that correlation is same phase and same frequency. Due to that correlation, receiver is called correlator receiver. And that product is going to be integrated over an interval TV second. End of TV second, switch is going to be closed. Like the previous case, we are going to get some voltage, and based on that voltage, decision boundary can be made, and above decision boundary one decision, below decision boundary another decision. So the function of the decision device is to generate 1 or 0. We just want to prove this result. This is an equivalent result of matched filter receiver. So that I'll prove here. This is a practical realization of matched filter receiver. The proof of this is going to be made here. So once we can prove this is equivalent to matched filter receiver, then probability of error is always minimum, because that is the definition of matched filter receiver. Matched filter receiver is a receiver which can minimize the probability of error or maximize its output signal to noise ratio. So if you can prove this is matched filter receiver, then probability of error is always minimum. Input signal and local signal are correlated. That is why it is known as correlator receiver. So how the correlation is going to be achieved? This local signal is going to regenerate from the received signal. So you are seeing this type of reception in a BPSK. BPSK, the received signal is squared, then bandpass filter, then divided by 2. We regenerated that coherent carrier from the received signal. So once the carrier is going to be regenerated from the received signal, it's a correlator receiver. So input signal and local signals are correlated. So that is the reason it is correlator receiver. In the previous topic, matched filter. Why the filter was known as matched filter? There is a matching between input signal and impulse response of the filter. Now from this we are going to write what is S0TB. S0TB is equal to gain of the integrator 1 by RC, integrating 0 to TB, input signal S of t. Actually input signal is S of t plus N of t. Integrator is a linear system, so it can be taken separately. So S of t into multiplication is S1t minus S2t dt. This is S0TB. Similarly, N0TB is 1 by RC, integrating 0 to TB, second signal N of t multiplied with the S1t minus S2t dt. This is output signal and this is output noise, and take the ratio. Correlator output signal to noise ratio. It's a voltage ratio, not a power ratio. Correlator output signal to noise ratio is S0TB upon N0TB. Just divide this divided by this. Answer is written here. Integration 0 to TB S of t into S1t minus S2t dt upon integral 0 to TB N of t into S1 of t minus S2 of t dt. This is the output signal to noise ratio of correlator. It's a voltage ratio. Now the similar signal to noise ratio we are going to calculate for matched filter, and if you are able to get same answer or similar answer, we are able to say correlator itself is a matched filter receiver. This is matched filter. Input is S of t plus N of t, matched filter. Output is S0t plus N0t, switch is going to be closed at every TB second. Output is S0TB plus N0TB, decision device output. Impulse response of the matched filter is K into S1 of TB minus T minus S2 of TB minus T. This is the previously proved result. H of T minus tau, because that is needed for getting the output. Output is the convolution between input and impulse response. So for that convolution only we need H of T minus tau. So T should be replaced with the T minus tau. So K into S1 of TB, and this is replacing. So S1 of TB minus T plus tau minus S2 of TB minus this T is going to be replaced with the T minus tau. So minus and minus plus, that is it is plus. So this is H of T minus tau, and then S0t is equal to this output. S0t is equal to S of T convolution H of T. That is a relation between input impulse response and output in time domain. S0t is equal to, that is SOT output is equal to S of T in convolution H of T. Convolution operation is like this. Integral 0 to TB S of tau H of T minus tau d tau. Due to this term only we got this answer initially. H of T minus tau is equal to, now substitution. H of T minus tau is already here. K is a constant that is written outside. K integral 0 to TB, this S of tau, then remaining term. S1 of TB minus T plus tau minus S2 of TB minus T plus tau d tau. Setting T is equal to TB, because our requirement is not S0T, our requirement is only S0TB. So setting T is equal to TB, S0TB is equal to K into integral 0 to TB, T is equal to TB. So TB minus TB, this part will be 0. So S1 of tau minus S2 of tau d tau. Now tau is not a familiar variable for us. So if you want, we can change to the normal variable t like this. Put tau is equal to t, then d tau is equal to dt, and interval remains same. So S0TB is equal to K into integral 0 to TB, instead of tau writing t. S of t into S1 of t minus S2 of t dt. Similarly, N0TB also can be determined. N0TB is equal to N of t convolution H of t. The same procedure, we'll get this answer. K into integral N of t S1 of t minus S2 of t dt. Take the ratio. That is output signal to noise ratio matched filter, that is again voltage ratio. That is integral 0 to TB S of t into S1t minus S2t into dt upon integral N of t S1t minus S2t dt. And when you compare this result with the previous result, this is a previous result, that is SNR output of correlator, SNR output of correlator, and the new result, SNR output of matched filter, you can see both are same. So from 1 and 2 we can write SNR output of correlator is equal to SNR output of matched filter. So what is the indication of this? The performances of correlator and matched filter are same. So probability of error of correlator and probability of error of matched filter are same. And we already know that matched filter is the filter which minimizes the probability of error. So using this result we are able to say correlator is also going to minimize the probability of error, because correlator is a practical realization of matched filter. So when you are using a correlator receiver, probability of error is always minimum. That is the advantage of correlator receiver. Then what is the disadvantage of correlator receiver? The implementation complexity is maximum, because it's not easy to achieve correlation between input signal and the local signal. This part is complicated, achieving correlation between input signal and the local signal. So due to this complexity, correlator receiver is a complex receiver, but in terms of performance, this is a best receiver. And if the receiver is coherent receiver, the modulation is known as coherent modulation. Like we can say coherent PSK, coherent FSK, coherent ASK. So what is the meaning of this one? The receiver is coherent receiver. If it is a non-coherent ASK or non-coherent PSK or non-coherent FSK, in that case the receiver is not coherent. Receiver is a non-coherent receiver. Advantage of non-coherent receiver is less complexity, but the probability of error is more. Thank you.